man. I've interviewed like, a bunch of different people, shout out to WL Cash, man. Like,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
WLKS, KT Nation. I'm cool with all of them.
yeah, yeah, for sure. What's it like, growing up in Arkansas?
It's pretty calm, you know. It's not too much of a dangerous state, especially in Conway. You know, it's not too much of a dangerous state. It's nice up here, you know.
Yeah, man. I've had some good experiences in Arkansas. I used to live in Greenville, Mississippi for like a
Mm,
small period.
yeah,
And you know, I thought it was like chill, but like, there is like, a lot of stuff that still goes there, like, and stuff. It's not just like country, like, and stuff. There's still like a lot of like, negative like aspects of,
right,
the streets like anywhere else in America.
right.
I think like, do you feel like, and stuff that like, because like you're from Arkansas, that adds to like, as far as like the music you make, or like, it maybe like makes people like not take you as seriously because like people say people from the South can't rhyme. That's like, kind of like a thing that people have like, pushed for years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, that's another thing, you know, about Arkansas and really Conway, you know, it's like people, you know, don't really listen to people who rap from up here, you know, because it's not really more of a known state. Places like Chicago and stuff, you know,
Yeah,
it's more tapped into. But Arkansas is starting to go up in the rap industry.
for sure. Like, who are some of your favorite artists from Arkansas? Like, who would you say like somebody that that's really influenced you? Like, not just from Arkansas, but like, outside as well.
Well, when it comes to influence me rapping, when I started rapping, my brother, WL Twin, he makes music videos or whatever. But he's the one who started really making me want to make music or whatever. But like something that influenced me was WL Cash, KT Nation, and my friend Lim because the high amount of views they've been making and stuff
Right.
made me show that people from Conway can really go up because I always pushed down because I thought nobody would really notice people from out here. But seeing that made me want to, you know, push. But
Most definitely, like, how did you like, start making music? Like, because it's a lot, like, what I mean, and stuff that goes into, like putting out music. I think like, not enough credit is given to artists, like, and stuff like to be able to release a song and put it out for the world because like, people could respond negatively or like,
yeah,
sometimes it's like, like when you're just starting out, like your music, it seems like it's just born into the void. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And stuff, everything like nobody like really heard it. So like, what I mean? And stuff like what made you like, what I'm saying, start like I'm gonna pursue a career in music.
Um, okay, so long story short, it's like me and my brother. My brother don't make music, but you know, we always grew up freestyling and stuff. I always love listening to music. Music is just my way of coping with things or whatever. And we would always freestyle and stuff. And really, when I first started making my first songs or whatever, it was just like I was just having fun with it. You know, I was just trying to see if I liked it or not. You know, it just stuff like that really made me go. That's what made me start. You know, having people around me that truly believe in me and stuff made me start.
Definitely. Do you feel like you know, I see like right now and stuff, everything, you got the song on your Instagram. You pretty much like, only got like 3 posts, but like, what I mean? I thought the song was hard and stuff and everything, like, Supreme J, where can people check out like the rest of your music?
I post on YouTube, SoundCloud, Supreme J on everything. You know, I haven't started posting on Spotify yet, but YouTube, SoundCloud, stuff like that.
Most definitely. I listened to the song like, that you have on your Instagram and you reference like little Uzi Vert in it. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Definitely.
when I was making that song, I was trying because if you listen to my past music on this one, I was trying to new flow because you know I was trying to find my voice, you know, because I'm still at the stage where I'm trying to find how I'm trying to make my music, and I was trying something new with that really. So yeah.
Man, what do you think about like, just like the state of hip hop? Like, in general, like, a lot of times and stuff, people are saying like hip hop is declining, like, like as far as like it's been like the dominant genre for so long, but like, this year, there weren't like a lot of like, number one records and stuff and everything out of hip hop. I think like, Doja Cat was like, the first artist and stuff and everything to go number one, like, in quite some time, like, out of hip hop, if you want to consider her hip hop. I know some people do and some people don't and stuff and everything. Like a lot of people consider it like more pop. But like, what do you think about like, do you feel like, hip hop is dying?
Um, I don't I don't really think it's dying. I just feel like a lot of the music that's going on right now is just the same, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of stuff that's going on right now is just the same. So I feel like people need to find a new flow. You know, people like you and
Yeah.
people like Playboy Cardi, like people like that, like more people like that. I'm not even talking about the way they rap, but just like people need to be unique in their own way. Everybody's just doing the same. You know?
That's a really good point because like I feel like a lot of artists sometimes and stuff are scared to take necessary like risks because people will like, kind of like not consider them hip hop or like, what are you doing or think it's weird. But even though like, some artists have been able to have like, success like by being weird, I would think like, someone like Tyler the Creator comes to mind or like, even like, Young Thug and stuff. There's a lot of like different trends, which like a lot of people will argue like some of them aren't necessarily good for hip hop. Like, I think one of the things that comes to mind is like Drake when he was like painting his fingernails. Do you think you would ever do anything like as extreme as that? Like,
Uh, I I actually when rappers do that, I'm not one of the people that like hate on it or whatever because it's the fact that they have the confidence to do it that shows their confidence level. That shows that they don't care what people think. They're being themselves. They're not trying to do stuff for other people. They're not trying to make other people happy about their decisions. They're doing things that they believe in, and I respect that.
No, for sure. Man, it's been a big year in hip hop. Like, it's the 50th anniversary. Uh, Tupac Shakur, his murder was recently found, KVD. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, being like, in hip hop, like, the murderer of Tupac was arrested. Is that good news or bad news?
I think that's very good news. I really haven't looked to it really much to see how they found out and stuff. I haven't really looked into it. When I found out, it's totally random. But I am glad I am glad it's happened.
Well,
You
like
know.
the guy who like took part in the murder, his name is KPD. He actually like wrote a book about it, because he had made a proffer agreement, but he was under the illusion that the proffer agreement was he had immunity, which he didn't, and like but this he was dealing with the feds, but the state was able to pick up the case, and he later like did interviews with like DJ Vlad, like he did interviews like with Art of Dialogue, and like some of that is like going to likely be used against him. I hear like today like they couldn't afford like a public defender. What do you think about like rappers though like incriminating themselves in interviews and even in their music sometimes where the lyrics are being used against them?
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like when I said like rappers are like I feel like that's how rappers need to change up their flow because a lot of them is just like self-snitching, even though if it's not true, because they might mention something in a song, just like King Von. He mentioned some one of the crazy stories or it was one of the guns he had, and
Yeah.
he ended up getting caught for that same gun later because it was all connected. I feel like it's just not the right move.
Man, 100%. What's next for you as far as music releases? Like, you got any releases planned? You plan to drop an album eventually? Shoot videos? What's up?
Definitely, definitely. I actually got a song dropping soon this month. Actually, I got a song with Cash and Lynn. I got a song with them too. I got a music video. I want to do music because, like I said, my brother does it, and I live with him. So
Definitely. What's like, the Arkansas music scene like? Do you guys do shows and stuff like in the area, like, and stuff like how do you know, like, like what's like, a goal for you in the future? Like, that, you know, do you want to like, perform somewhere? Is there venues like you want to perform at, or like, something that you would be like, and stuff. That's something I really want to do, like, in the near future.
Yeah, I always performing at shows and stuff. I always watch those, and especially when the crowd's all lit and everything. That is one of the dreams I'm working to. I
Definitely.
always want that to happen.
Is there though like a pop-in venue in like Arkansas though, like where like people perform, like who are like like a buzzing artist and stuff and everything, like this is the venue and stuff and everything, like when you're buzzing, like like I kind of made it like here.
Um, I don't really know specific venue. I just know like they do it up in Little Rock and stuff. Very
Okay.
popular rappers come up in Little Rock. I think um I forgot who it was, but a very, very known rapper came up to Little Rock and performed.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, like Little Rock, like in school. I've spent a little time up there. You know, uh, is the state of Arkansas is supportive of like his artists. Like, I think like, where certain states like the state I'm from, like I would say like Illinois, Chicago, like it doesn't have as much of a supportive like music environment as somewhere like Texas. Whereas like you see like the whole state like kind of like supports these artists and stuff and everything in Texas, and like somebody like Mike Jones and stuff and everything, he went platinum in Texas, alone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stuff like that. I hope that when I blow up in my hometown, up here, because I want Arkansas to become more known when it comes to rapping. Just like right now, it's up in New York, up in Chicago and stuff, up in Florida. How the rappers made the state really known. That's what I really want to do.
That's dope. Supreme J, man, it's been a pleasure talking with you. You got anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out WL Cash, KT Nation XO, my brother WL Twin. Shout out to my moms. You feel me? Everybody that's really credited me.
Definitely, man. That's love. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm gonna post this like shortly later today. Make sure you post and the show, man. Like where can people follow you on social media?
Um, on Snap, my name is RDG Supreme. On Instagram, Luh Carter. Yeah. Um, that's really all my social. I don't have much social. I don't use a lot of stuff. But yeah.
For sure. Oh, okay. So like Lil Carter and like Supreme, is Supreme J your artist name, or is Lil Carter like is just like a different moniker? Which one like
Uh, I actually recently changed my name to Luh Carter because I just felt Supreme J, because that's another thing. Rappers, I felt Supreme J was just too dull, too like simple or whatever. I try to make something just a little bit more stand out because
yeah,
Carter's my last name, so I made it.
definitely, man. You're in good company, with the Carters. Like, what I mean? I expect like, great things for you in the future, man. Lil Carter, man. Thank you so much for taking the time.
All right, thank you.
So